UFC President Dana White reportedly in debt to Red Rock Resorts, owing alleged $25.2 million. Some sources suggest the sum could be as high as $50 million. This debt is said to stem from unpaid markers for high-limit baccarat and blackjack played at the Red Rock Casino Resort. Dana is well known for his reputation for high-stakes gambling in Vegas, having previously boasted about winning $1.2 million at Fontainebleau and an estimated $26 to $27 million at Caesars Palace. But he also recently confessed to being down $8 million at an undisclosed casino, and he's known to shortstop the gaming industry, meaning he plays a few hands at high stakes. Then, if he wins, he leaves quickly. This tendency has caused many casinos to be reluctant to extend him large credit lines. He's also stated in interviews that he is largely barred from casinos aside from Caesars Palace or Red Rock. Situation's interesting because Dana White has close ties with Red Rock chairman and CEO Frank Fertitta and his brother Lorenzo Fertitta. They all own the UFC together at one point. The Fertittas bought it for $2 million in 2001 and sold it for billions later, so great investment there. A lot of speculation about whether Red Rock will seriously push Dana White to pay this debt. Many think due to his close relationship with the Fertittas and his immense wealth, he may not have to pay it directly or in full, or it's seen as a revolving credit line that casinos will provide to high rollers like him. Some suggest that keeping White gambling at their property, even with a large outstanding marker, is good for business as it attracts other patrons and the casino ultimately makes money over time. The amount owed, even if it's up to $50 million, is considered a small fraction of Red Rock's market capitalization and poses little risk to their shareholders. On the other hand, some argue he should pay his debts, emphasizing the principle of you play, you pay. There's also concern that some of White's gaming habits indicate an addiction, pointing to stories of him playing for extended periods, losing millions, and even being barred from other casinos. Many also criticize his alleged gambling losses in the context of fighter pay, suggesting he prioritizes his gaming and gambling over adequately compensating UFC athletes. Others note that his claims of being a skilled gambler, they're skeptical of that, noting that he consistently wins at blackjack. That would be improbable without card counting, which casinos quickly detect and stop. Others don't really care what the hell Dana White does, because it's his money, he can do whatever the hell he wants to. Yoji Horiguchi is back in the UFC. The Gooch is a former UFC title challenger, double champ in Ryzen, Bellator champ as well. He's 34-5-0, 34-5-5. It looks like he's fighting Tagir Ulanbekov November 22 in Doha, Qatar. They were scheduled to fight in Baku in June, but Horiguchi pulled out. Azat Maxim pulled up and got decision. Some wonder why Horiguchi is fighting Tagir in the first place. They point to Kai Asakura, who jumped into the UFC and got a title shot immediately, whereas Horiguchi is fighting the number 12 ranked flyweight in Tagir Ulanbekov. Nonetheless, whether you like it or not, that's what we got. It's kind of like a classic striker versus grappler type of fight. Horiguchi is a fast, dynamic striker with crisp boxing, darting, footwork, karate base that allows him to move in and out of range, likes to create angles, blitz with combos, and punish opponents who overextend. Ulanbekov, on the other hand, he's kind of like a typical Dagestani pressure wrestler, chain takedowns, strong top control, not as polished on the feet, however, but he's durable and willing to use those strikes to close the distance to set up those grappling entries. If Horiguchi can manage distance and keep his feet moving and land clean strikes while denying Ulanbekov's clinch and takedown attempts, he's got the tools to pick him apart from the outside. But if Tagir can constantly pressure him, cut off the cage, drag the fight into grappling exchanges, his size and style could wear on Horiguchi, especially given Horiguchi's age and long layoff from the UFC, so it's essentially a matter whether Horiguchi's speed and striking IQ can outpace Ulanbekov's wrestling and positional control. So, interesting fight in Doha, Qatar, November 22. Tommy McMillan celebrating his victory on the Contender Series over Magoyan.
What up, gang? I just want to hop on here and say thank you to everybody for all the love and support and the kind messages. I'm doing good. Went to the hospital, obviously. I had to get my head scanned. Everything with my eyes and jaw came back good. I just got a little bit of a broken nose, but, you know, that's not the worst thing in the world. So, super grateful for last night. Was able to earn my UFC contract, and I grew a lot in there, you know what I mean? I fought one of the toughest motherfuckers, one of the toughest prospects coming up in the game right now. He's supposed to be, people are calling him the next Khabib. You know, he's Armin's cousin. Armin's in his corner. The kid's undefeated, fucking born in Russia, right? Crazy good grappler. I'm an underdog, and I was able to go out there, fight through some adversity, and then ended up breaking him. And I learned a lot. It's only going to make me better, so I'm super grateful for last night, and I hope you guys all enjoyed the show. I love you.
McMillan showed a lot of toughness. He's got a good ground game, good takedown D, but he's got to work on his striking. He almost got knocked out in the first round. A lot of these guys coming into the UFC from the Contender Series aren't very polished. They are contenders. They are prospects, but they're kind of going to have to learn on the job and improve while being in the UFC. But the other three guys who got contracts are more polished and well-rounded. Lebosiani, Olasejic, Mihail Olasejic's brother Cesari, and Mandel Nalo, who's 36 and been training for like a really long time and been fighting for like 16 years and training at TriStar for a really long time. So no surprise he's well-rounded.
It's really cool. You know, our good friend Robbie Stein, who's been at TriStar forever, behind the scenes, he set up a watch party, and it's like amazing to see Joe Duffy.
Paul Craig takes on Modestas Bukauskas Saturday in Paris. Paul Craig is the underdog here. He would like a KO, although he's not known for that. He's more known for his subs. However, a KO victory for Modestas Bukauskas would be a more likely outcome. 10 of 18 wins by KO. That's 56% of wins by knockout. Modestas Bukauskas has won 3 in a row, whereas Paul Craig is winless in his last 4. So they're on different trajectories in their career. And also Craig's winding down his career, whereas Modestas Bukauskas has no plans to retire.
He's had a bit of a rocky start to his UFC career, and then obviously he was released, and then he went on to be the Cage Warriors champion again, came back, and he's on a bit of a good tear. So I'm looking forward to sharing octagon with him. I do believe I can capitalise on areas where he's weak. I believe my jiu-jitsu is one of the best in the light heavyweight, and over the last 3 years, my jiu-jitsu has got better. But not only that, you've seen improvements in my striking. My striking game has improved like exponentially. So I'm looking forward to showcasing that. And against a guy like Modestas Bukauskas, who has great stand-up. We've seen him with his 1-2, we've seen him putting people away with his strikes. Ideally, you know, I'm always looking for a knockout. This is my 21st fight in the UFC. Never knocked MD out, had a couple of TKOs, had a couple of cool submissions. But I would love a knockout, you know, when you see the guys land a heavy shot, walk away. Like, and especially, see if this could be done in the first round, see if this could be done in the first minute, that'd be even easier. But that's not how this sport works, and I imagine this is going to be a battle, and this is why it's put on this card. You know, it's battling the 2 top light heavyweights in Britain. There's going to be blood, there's going to be sweat, there's going to be tears, and there's only going to be one victor.
Luke Rockhold, after his knockout loss to Darren Till in Misfits Boxing, says, I'm 40. I can't be taking shots like that. I've done karate combat, done bare knuckle boxing, jiu-jitsu at the toughest level. I can compete with the best of the best, but I think it's time to put competition shoes on hold. He said all that, and it sounds like he's just taking a break, but he should probably take a break from head trauma forever. He can do like jiu-jitsu competitions, karate combat, pit submission series, and stuff like that, but aside from that, nothing. He has nothing to prove. Strikeforce champion, UFC champion. Not many people in the world can say that.